I'm going to show you how to make a latte at home, something that is very easy to do, it's fast, and it's also very cheap. In this area, you're going to spend between $3.50 and $4.50 for a specialty latte at the local coffee shop. If you're doing a straight latte, it's going to be about $3 to $3.50, just straight, no flavor shots, any of that good stuff. Now, when I mention to people, hey, why don't you make your lattes at home, save some money, they all say the same thing. I don't have time for that. Well, what do you mean you don't have time for that? You have time to go to the coffee shop, drive there, you have to go inside, wait in line, get up to the register, finally place your order, at which point they finally start making your drink, pay for it, and then you have to wait around for it. And typically you're waiting for it, and then it finally comes up. Okay, cool, you go to grab it, and you realize, oh wait, that's not mine, because somebody else just got it. I'm sorry, didn't grab it. You're waiting some more, and then finally the correct one comes up that's for you. You take that, and then you go. On a good day, 5 minutes maybe, in and out. On a bad day, if there's 5, 6, 7, 8 people ahead of you, it could be 10, 15 minutes. I don't have time for that. To me, that takes way too much time. Not counting the drive time. I mean, that really does take a long time. What I'm doing today, what I'm going to show you is how to make a latte at home in under 5 minutes. If you get really good with this, it's probably going to take you about 3 minutes to make, including cleanup time. Now, I want to show you the device that I'm going to use. It's actually called the AeroPress. It's something that I found while searching for espresso machines, and the reviews were so good on this I had to try it. Figured if it's not any good, I'll just take it back. Well, this product is awesome. I really like this product. There's a plastic base. You have a cap that goes on the bottom. There's actually a paper filter. This is the only thing that you have to continue to buy after you buy the product. This product's $25, by the way. Bed Bath & Beyond carries it. Some of them carry, not all of them. Amazon definitely has it. These paper filters, it comes with, when you buy it, about $300 or $350, and to buy a refill pack, it's about $3 on Amazon. So this is super cheap. This filter is going to go on the bottom, and that would go here on the base. And then there's the top part, which is a plunger. This is going to go down through the top, and it actually brews the espresso or coffee. You can use this for regular coffee too, if you're looking for just a single cup of coffee. It actually brews it under pressure, which is what you need for espresso. So very cool design, very good product. I really like it. So what I'm going to do, well, I got a couple more things to show you, I guess. First time out when you make this, you're going to want to attempt a thermometer, something to test the temperatures of your water. Water should be between 170 and 180. If it's too hot, it's going to be bitter. If it's not hot enough, it's going to not brew properly. So you really want that window of 170 to 180. It's where I like it. Some people will say 185. I tend to go right around 180 personally. You're also going to need a whisk to be able to froth your milk. This is $10. Amazon and also Bed Bath & Beyond has this for $10. You're going to need a Pyrex container. This is a microwave safe bowl. It doesn't have to be Pyrex, but just something you can put in the microwave, ideally that has your measurements on the side. It makes it a lot easier for you to do this. And then if you're trying to do a specialty drink, most people watch this video probably want to do like a caramel macchiato. You're going to need some type of sweetener product. I have this stuff here, which I find is good, but it doesn't make it like your big boxed stores. If you're looking for the caramel macchiato, I find that using this crappy ice cream syrup, caramel syrup, this stuff is going to make it taste more like a macchiato than straight this stuff. But what I think they do is they probably use this when they have the espresso, they mix it in with it, and then they top it with this to give it that real big sweet kick on the, as soon as it hits your lip, you tend to get that hit of sugar. For me, it's actually a little too sweet. I like having it not too sweet. And you also need espresso. I just have a can of espresso. You can buy this at any grocery store. The espresso is usually like $6 or $7 for the lower end stuff, this is good stuff still. The higher end brands are usually about $13. I use those on the weekends for the most part. It's better, but not worth the price difference to drink every day. And then obviously a cup. So the device also comes with a stirrer, which you're going to need to be able to break up the grounds because they tend to clump together when you add the water, and then also a measuring scooper for your espresso. I'm going to do this video in real time. I want you to see just how easy it is to make a latte at home and how quick it is. And it's also going to include cleanup for the device, which is very easy. Nothing but running it underwater. I mean, it's very simple. So I also have my milk, which you can't see. I'm going to scroll down here so you can actually see some of this stuff. So I've got all my stuff laid out here. Got my containers and my milk. So what I'm going to do is make this without any edits or any cuts and just be straightforward brewing this. First thing I need to do is heat water. I need 4 ounces of water. You know, the instructions say when you're filling the water, you want to fill it up past the number 2 because we're going to make 2 shots. So it's going to be 2 scoops of espresso in here, and then you fill it up past the 2 with water. If you use 4 ounces, it's going to get you past 2. It's consistent every time. You don't have to sit there and pour and look and try to figure out where exactly it is. So I need 4 ounces of water. I'm going to heat this up for 55 seconds in the microwave. For my microwave, depending on the day, that tends to get it right at 178, 180, which is where I want it. Of course, every microwave is going to be different, so you're going to have to test it out, and that's why you want this the first time out. You don't need it, but you're going to want it if you want to know right where your water temperatures are and that they're consistent. So I'm going to do 55 seconds. While that's going, I'm going to assemble this paper filter. I'm going to make sure that the filter is actually in place right. Sometimes the edge will flip up. It rarely ever happens, but you just want to make sure that it's seated correctly. It's going to go on top of my glass. And then 2 scoops of my espresso. Stir. I'm going to put this in place just to have it there. So I'm done with these. I'm going to put these away. Always multitask. Put stuff away you don't need. I'm not using this, so I'm going to put this away. You want to dampen the top of this. It makes it easier to slide. If it's dry, it's really hard to slide through the plunger part. So I'm dampening that. Microwave is done. So the way to tell is just stick it in your water and let's see where it goes to. Looks like 179, right on the money. So this is going to go in here. Again, you're supposed to fill it up past the 2. 4 ounces gets you where you need to be, so you don't have to worry about looking. You're just going to mix this up enough so that the grounds are not clumped together. I'm going to take this and rinse it off. Just threw that on my dish rack, so we're done with it. The manual says 10 seconds before you start to plunge. I like stronger espresso, so I typically fill my milk up. I want to get that to 3/4 cup, which is 6 ounces. I'm going to put this in the microwave for 1 minute. Put my milk away. Now I'm going to use the plunger. I'm going to stick it to the top. The manual says 20 seconds from start to finish. I just push down at a fairly slow speed. I try to keep it as steady and consistent in the movement as possible. So I'm not so much worried about the timing. I just want it to be consistent. And as it gets to the bottom, it starts to build pressure and it gets harder and harder to push down. Depending on the ground you use, if they're coarse, it's going to be really easy. If it's very fine, it's going to be much harder to actually compress and get all the good stuff out of the espresso grounds. So there's that. See the creamer on the bottom actually creates a foam, which is nice. Some espresso won't create the foam depending on how the ground is and if it's good or bad stuff, but you can actually see there's the foam in there, which is something you're looking for. So my milk is ready. Before I do this, I'm going to add a shot of caramel, because most people are going to want the macchiato style latte. I'm going to mix this up. Most people are going to want this like the store, so I would do 2 shots of this to start. I don't like it too sweet, so I'm only going to do 1. When it comes to using this whisk, stick it straight down. I do want to mention, actually, you should scrape the top of the milk just to see if there's any skin buildup on it. So there's not, but sometimes there is, and it sticks to this whisk and it makes it hard to clean. So I always like to just drag the spoon through. So stick it straight down, and then you're just going to kind of pulse it. Unless your battery's weak, then you can hold it down, but I'm just going to pulse it to get about a 20 to 25% increase in volume. If you do too much, it becomes like a whipping cream. It just floats on top of the espresso and it doesn't really mix. So what I like to do, now that it's like this, I'm going to pour the two together. Can't really see that. I'm going to mix these two together. And then, take a look at this. And I'm going to drizzle it with some of the caramel. If I put it in a finer tip funnel, you get the nice decorative style on top. That hole's a little too big to do that. So here it is. That's completely done. As far as cleanup goes, typically, as soon as I push this down, I start to break this down to clean up. You take this bottom off. It's got the little paper filter there. But take the bottom off. That's fairly clean. I'm just going to rinse it real quick. As far as this goes, you can just push it out, extract it. And if you see it, it's actually going to be a puck. It compresses it fully into a puck, which is really cool. Just as if it was tampered in an espresso machine. I'm just going to rinse this off. And there you go. We are done, including the cleanup of those devices. This, like I said, you only use the first time you make it, so you get your temperature bearings. You know, it might be too hot or too cold the first time out, based on the microwave. But once you learn the temperature of the microwave, you're good to go. I'm only using it because of the video. Caramel away, and you're good. So, very easy to make. If I'm doing this in the morning for my wife, or if I'm just making it for myself, whatever it may be, I can usually do this in about 3 minutes. I mean, it's 55 seconds brew time for the water in the microwave. While that's going, put it in the thing. As soon as it comes out, I pour it, I add the milk, 1 more minute in there. Push it down, take it out, froth it, put it in, and it's done. It's about 3 minutes. Very, very fast and very cheap. So give it a try sometime. It's really, really worth trying to make at home. If you do it right, it's so good, and it's very easy to do. So I highly recommend that you guys give it a try. And don't look at it as I don't have time for that, because this will save you time and save you a lot of money. So give it a try.